So, welcome back to Guitars and Coffee. Uh, Today I'm playing my Music Man Axis. I don't remember the year it was made, but it's got stainless steel frets, so it's one of the newer ones. And I've also those. I'm using the. This is so difficult every time. The mini rectifier. And through, let me just show you, it's a mess on the floor here. But let me see. So yeah, it's this pedal board here, the front one. So, oh, I need to keep that up. So, I do like the mini rectifier, but it is not my favorite amp anymore. It's the Ecstasy that is the favorite. But I've made this board today and planning to put the mini rectifier together with the Marshall 1936 and that pedal board down to the rehearsal studio to have that always ready for me there. And this guitar is I've presented it before, but it's fitting to do it now because I'm going through the guitar, the recent guitar history, or probably all of it. But as I mentioned, it's a newer Axis, and I have rewired the neck pickup so that is always in parallel, because I really don't like the sound of the neck pickup in this guitar. But it helps having it in parallel. Through the Ecstasy it actually sounds very good. But in the rectifier I'm not. Now of course you also get the microphone, so I'll just turn that off a little bit. And one of the differences I feel with the mini rectifier compared to the Ecstasy, of course it sounds quite different, but it just feels so dry. So even if I'm using reverb and delay, it's a lot harder to play. It doesn't. think it's a bad sound. It's the same settings on the aux box, so it's the same cabinet and mic configuration. And on the other modification I've done to the guitar, apart from the neck pickup, I have had a friend of mine route just this tiny little piece underneath the Floyd here, so that I can have it flutter and still have the height adjustment that I like. So because I don't like a decked Floyd or a decked trem system at all, so I need the flutter, and this flutters. So So, it's a cool guitar. But I will leave that for now. And mute the amplifier, and I will take these off, because I don't really need to listen to myself. Hopefully you're hearing me well enough. So, last time we kind of ended at somewhere like this, or not really. I remember going through all the rack stuff and yeah, like this one. So we are in the... Oh, I need to make some coffee, by the way. There is a little bit noise when I do that, but you will survive, I guess. Just have to check if there are anyone online. I'm not sure I'm even able to see if there are people online, because I heard there were people online, but I couldn't see them on earlier streams. But yeah, I really don't know how this works. So... and also someone that was on my Norwegian stream yesterday, someone commented, and I couldn't find it. So yeah, I don't know, but I'll start the coffee maker as I find some pictures here. I'm afraid I don't have a lot of pictures of my old guitars, the ones that I used in my childhood or early years. I'm getting quite old. But here is what I actually thought was going to be my last guitar. I didn't actually think that, but it was kind of almost perfect. I needed to change the trem system, but so I didn't get around to do that. I did try with a Super V, and but I never got around to install Gotoh 510 in it, which I should have done to make it perfect. But that guitar, if there are anyone watching and you haven't seen me here before, I am going through my history of gear, and we have been through all my early years with all the strange things that I played, and through my years at school, and also the years from 98 until 2020, where I had, yeah, I did try a lot of different things, but it was, yeah, it doesn't matter. I've gone through it. I just have to remove that. And so now I've kind of finished talking about, or the main strokes about my amplifiers. There are, of course, some I've forgotten to mention, and that is what the questions are for, I guess. Answering different stuff. But now I'm going to go through my guitars, and I will start here with this guitar. No, I won't. I will talk about the other guitars a little bit as well. I have already done a little bit about it, and of course I'm little bit confused going back and forth between Norwegian and English, so I don't really remember everything. But basically, I've been a Strat guy the whole time. I've tried other stuff, and for a few years I played an Epiphone ES335 as my main guitar, and I really liked that, but I missed the I missed the Stratocaster, and at least mainly I missed the comfort of wearing a Strat. But I also got tired of the Strat at some point, so I tried to get rid of my first Stratocaster for many years, or many times, but I regretted it and got it back. And when I got this Stratocaster, that's when I seriously started to modify my guitars. I've done a few things before that. I put on an edge on an old Vester guitar, Edge trem system, Ibanez, and done stuff. But this is where with this one I started to modify, trying to get to the perfect guitar. I also had a Stratocaster before that. I was modified quite a bit, but there was not. I didn't have a goal with that. I was kind of, oh, that is cool. That is what people are doing, or that is what is cool to do with a Stratocaster. So this is the first one where I started to kind of have a goal, testing out different stuff, not just putting in new things. So this went through a lot. And ended up like let's see if we can find it. Yeah, ended up like that before I finally sold it. And my cat is outside. But So what's left of the guitar here is just the wood in the neck and the base plate of the trem, because this is a hardtail body, and everything else, and the jack plate, and sorry, the wood in the neck, the jack plate, the base plate of the trem system, the strap buttons, and the tuning machines, and probably the screws in the pickguard, is they are original. But I had the neck. I got stainless steel 6105 frets on it, plecked and done at Gulden Guitars. I had Lola Blackface single coils, a JB Trembucker, custom wiring the way I wanted it to be, that a friend did for me. And it was kind of perfect until I tried the Luke. And there was a lot of things I loved about the Luke. It was good to finally have a good trem system back that was precise. I liked that. And I really fell in love with the narrow nut, the 158 eighths, 5/8, isn't that what it's said? 41 millimeters, or 41.3. So after having the Luke, I have gravitated to always having guitars with that nut width. And I also fell in love with the Axis. I fell in love with the neck of the Axis, to be specific. So that was my first Axis. I did the same modification to the underneath the trem system on this one, but I hadn't figured out the neck pickup change into parallel. So I tried different pickups in that guitar, but I was never really happy with it. But I loved the neck. So that's why I ended up building this guitar. It started out as I'm going fast through all this. I'm trying to go fast through all this. I'll just try to, yeah. It started out as a standard Fender Stratocaster. I think it's a 2016 American Standard. Started out like that, and I installed the same pickups as I had in the blue one from earlier, the Lola Blackface and JB Trem. I also changed the electronics configuration to have it simpler. It did have a treble bleed, but it was just volume and a shared tone for the two single coils, no tone control for the bridge. And I bought a Warmoth neck with stainless steel frets, of course, and the same 41.3 millimeters nut width, and the same profile as the Axis, because I love the Axis. And of course I put locking tuners on it, and but I never got around to changing the getting a Gotoh 510 on it. So this was kind of my main guitar, and was the best guitar I could have. It was perfect. It played like butter, sounded great. Although I noticed something when I moved in here and got more guitars, and that is why I kind of gave up on the project, though I could have Could have finished it, but it was fun to try other stuff. But we will get there. At the same time as I was playing that guitar, I also had like this Mexico Tele, just to have a Telecaster, and I had this Mexico Stratocaster with Floyd, just to have a guitar with Floyd. I didn't have the Axis anymore then. But anyway, so at this point, I had got rid of all the other guitars, and I only had this guitar left. That was what I was playing. But the thing was, it had 250K pots, and when I moved in here in this flat, to this flat, I started to buy some other guitars, and I just noticed how muddy the guitar sounded with the JB and 250K pots compared to other guitars, and so I stopped playing it. And there were so many things to do with it, and to get it perfect, because I started. I don't remember what I bought first, but let me see here. Yeah. This was one of the first guitars, the one I played just now. One of the first guitars that I bought after I moved here. And I knew that I would have the what do you call it, issue with the neck pickup. But this time I searched the internet a little bit to see if there were anyone having good ideas for the neck pickup, because I realized I wasn't the only one not liking it. And then there was someone talking about wiring it in parallel, so I did that. I will just try to keep a little bit better watch on the chat, and no, I can't see anyone registered right now. It disappears every time I go to the change the picture. So yeah. So that was one of the first guitars I bought. I also quite early, and the reason I bought it, I love that neck. That neck is just. So I wanted a guitar with a good Floyd and humbuckers, and with that perfect neck. And this one had stainless steel, because I was kind of hung up in the stainless steel thing. I still am, but my two main guitars don't have stainless steel at the moment. And I also ordered parts from Warmouth to build a Telecaster. It's not on these pictures. Let's see if I can find it here somewhere. Oh, really? The ordering the parts for the Telecaster was not the first thing that I did. Yeah, there it is. But I also quite early bought. I don't remember the proper order of these guitars, but I bought this Cutlass, Music Man Cutlass. I was hung up on stainless steel frets and Music Man guitars, as you will see. And I still love Music Man guitars. But apart from the Albert Lee, I still haven't found a Music Man where I appreciate the pickups. I don't like the pickups in them. The EMGs are, of course, they're a thing. I'm not a big fan of EMGs in the Lukes, but like in the Lukes, but they have a purpose. So as a tool, they are good. And through certain amps that I've had, they sound really good, like the Custom Audio 3 Plus preamp, perfect for the EMG pickups. Also, the Soldano sounded really good with the EMGs. But anyway, I bought this. This was kind of the first, apart from the Axis, the first new adventure into Music Man. And it had, of course, stainless steel frets, narrow nut, but it also has a very thin neck. And after a while, now this is too thin. But the problem was also that I didn't like the sound of it. I noticed that my guitar, the Fender, or the Fender Warmoth thing, sounded muddy in the bridge position, but I never got the Cutlass to actually sound like a Stratocaster. You know, the pickups really didn't sound like the Stratocasters that I was used to. So for some reason I bought another one. Just because I could. So I bought this one. Hardtail with piezo. This is a Hunter Hayes signature model or artist model. I don't really know the difference. It's a cool guitar, but again, I don't think it really sounds like a Strat. And yeah, absolutely not a guitar for me. But I loved owning Music Mans, so I've kind of gone ahead of myself because before I started the crazy Music Man adventure, I also bought this Gibson Memphis Custom ES 330. Beautiful guitar. It sounded so good, it played so nice. And it just looks so good. But again, I sold it eventually, or swapped it, traded it, I mean, for something else, because it was just collecting dust. And this is one of the things that I've noticed when I've had a lot of guitars, is that it's fun with all the gear, but I don't like to have gear that I'm not using. I've talked about this before a little bit, but I like to have utilities, things that, problem solvers. I like to keep a lot of those around. You can never get too many of them, volume pedals, expression pedals, splitters and mixers, and I don't know. Tuners. I've got a lot of tuning pedals, tuner pedals, and also delay pedals. I love delay pedals, but lately I've also kind of I did some impulse bought buys from time to time, but yeah, so I kind of started, selling off. It's better to have the money than to have a lot of guitars that I don't use. So I don't own all the guitars that I'm talking about here anymore. But these are guitars that I bought after 2022, I think, yeah. 2022 and up till now. So this was also one of the early purchases. Another thing that I ordered, I watched Know Your Gear video with Philip McKnight, and he was showing off this guitar, and I just ordered one because it looks so cool. And I have to talk about my story with Strandberg. I don't remember if it was maybe 2011 or sometime around there. I was at the Frankfurt Musikmesse, the European NAMM show thing, and I was it's probably Saturday or something, and I was early in the building with the guitars to because I wanted to go to one specific booth and get a proper look at true temperament frets. So without all the noise around me and stuff like that. So I went there to check that out. And I really, really liked the experience with true temperament frets. I've never had a guitar with that, though. Though I would like to have one. But we will see. Probably not. But when I was when I was finished at that booth, I went past the neighboring booth that was Strandberg, and I kind of through the day before I've been looking at all these strangely shaped guitars that some guitar builders had, and I was, why do they make these weird guitars? Is it, yeah, what's the point? Yeah. So I went up to this guy there and I asked him, please, seriously, what is the reason for this design? I was clearly skeptical. What is the reason for this? Is it just, to be flashy? And then he started to explain the ergonomics. I don't know if I pronounce words correctly, but I guess you understand what I mean anyway. The ergonomics of the Strandberg and because this was Ola Strandberg I was talking to, but it was before they had started any mass production, as far as I know. They were still just doing custom jobs back in Sweden. And he explained everything about it, and I was like, oh, wow, that is cool. Can I try one? And I tried the Varberg. Yeah, Varberg. Just a guitar into a Koch amplifier. And it was stringed with 11s. It was a trem. It had the trem system, and was before they got the fan frets on the trem. So straight frets, and it just played like butter. It was so good, and suddenly I could do things that I had been. I noticed how it's the experience I feel with the Strandberg guitar is that you stop using your energy on balancing your hand on the back of the neck because it's flat. It's stable, and it frees up uh, muscle control and strength to these fingers. So I could suddenly be more precise and play faster. Um, so it was wow, and bending the 11s was so easy because you had so much. Um, there was so much leftover power in my fingers. So wow, I really wanted one of those, but crazy expensive, of course. I couldn't afford it, and you had to wait for a long, long time to get one. So when I saw this Philip McKnight video on Know Your Gear, or yeah, I'll buy one, and it was really good. I liked it straight away, but I'm not very big fan of 24 frets, so it didn't have the potential to become my main guitar because I need 22 frets, the single coils in the right position and stuff like that. Um, but it was really good. The other thing I noticed with Strandberg guitars is that they are really good when you're sitting down and you're kind of yeah having the guitar on your lap. But when standing up, I noticed that I lost the benefit of the stable hand was lost due to the weight of the guitar because I suddenly had to use strength when I was bending strings. I had to keep the guitar down, so because if not, I was just lifting. There was not enough uh, weight in the guitar to yeah, so I couldn't just bend the strings easily. And then I noticed that live when I was standing up. It was, oh, this is different. But I bought um more Strandbergs. For some reason, I didn't take a good picture of the other one, but I got this one. I fitted it with the Boss GK5 synth pickup, divided pickup. Um, it's a good guitar, but it was not as good as the craftsmanship on this guitar was so much better than on the this one. Sadly, and of course, I didn't like the pickups in it. The pickups in the this one was much better. These are Sir pickups, so it was probably just a more uh, guitar they had spent more money on, I guess. But I have a picture somewhere of it. At least you can see that it's there. Yeah, that was probably one I've bought before the jazz. One of those as well. Um, and that was also very good. But again, the positioning of the single coils, they are wrong. But that in a 22 fret version with the pickups in the right position and also with a little bit deeper body. Won't go into details about that, but just trust me, it should be deeper. Um, that could have been a really good guitar, because I would probably get used to the weight thing. But yeah, this is not in any order. I also got, that I don't have pictures of, quite early. I got a Godin, Godin. I don't know, what do you call it? The, what is that series called? Yeah, nylon string with the built-in Roland pickup thing, and yeah. And but I kind of, yeah. I also bought this. This is an really an ESP, but I put a Warmoth neck on it, removed the lock, and yeah, it still had a Floyd though. Just a project. It had some Tom Anderson pickups. Never became anything of it for me. I also bought this one, another Epiphone. This is probably one of the most boring guitars I bought. I put a synth pickup on that as well. I tried that on different guitars. I don't use it much, but I like to have it, and I do have a Boss GM 800 that I use from time to time. This was the Inspired By series. It was really good. That I have had 3 of those Epiphones from different eras, and this one was the best. Absolutely the best of them. Really good. The first one from Korea was also really good. But then I started down the Music Man rabbit hole. Really going, or at some point I started down the Music Man rabbit hole. I tried to find the perfect guitar for myself. You know, I had already gotten rid of the Fender, and I was trying to find my new main guitar. My hope was that it should be the Cutlass, but no, it wasn't. I bought an Albert Lee. I'm not sure I have a picture of that exact Albert Lee here. Yeah, I probably have a combination picture. Just, I think the picture of my wet dry setup shows the first Albert Lee. Yeah, so that was my first Albert Lee. You can see here is the 330 and the 335. And that was good. I really liked the neck, but it was 3 single coils. So, but I liked it, so I was keeping it. And let's just go through these things. I don't know the correct order of everything. I'm sorry. But I bought a Luke from the Vault, Music Man Luke 3. This one, with the rosewood, all rosewood neck, and the transition pickups. Really, really nice guitar. It did have some. The fret was sticking out, probably because it's drier here in Norway than. So I fixed that, so it ended up being very good. But again, I didn't like the pickups. Still, I could get a good sound of the bridge pickup. It was especially the neck pickups that never worked for me. And I bought this one. This I bought second hand here in Norway. Really good. Really good. And I bought this one from my cousin, a Luke 2. And at this point I was thinking, why not just get a lot of Lukes? Because they are great guitars. I really don't like the narrow frets or the vintage frets, but I'll get used to it. But no, still it never sounded the way I wanted, and these were so special guitars. And this is the Darjeeling Light. It is not the one with the cocktail, isn't it? Cocktail glasses, but it has some different inlays than normal, so it's a special guitar. The Luke 3 is also a special version, and then you have the Luke 1, which is also special. So it's kind of guitars that I didn't want to change them, but if I was going to be happy with them, I had to change them. So that was a bit annoying. So I kept trying. I bought this, also a Luke 3 one off. This is the only one of this. At least that's what they're saying at Music Man. It has a straight. It didn't have a flame maple neck. It was a straight maple neck, and with the Music Man Axis pickups. So a very different, very different guitar. It was a special guitar. It was one of a kind. Really good, really good. It sounded, of course, terrible because of the pickups, but it was wonderful to play. And I thought, okay, the best thing is to get something that is more similar to a Stratocaster. So I bought this. This should have the potential to be my next main guitar. I was all into Music Man, as I've mentioned. And this one had stainless steel frets, so this could really be the main guitar. But I like the necks, sort of, but it wasn't as comfortable as the Albert Lee, because the Albert Lee was kind of becoming my favorite neck. Though I had still the Axis neck. And this is the Silhouette Special. I always get the color wrong, so it might be wrong, but Snowy Night, I think it is. Oh, I need some. I think it's called Snowy Night. And it was it looked so good when I was looking at the pictures, but when I got it, I was kind of underwhelmed. It The color was kind of boring, and and compared to the fun colors that I had, this one and this one, this one, this is kind of almost tacky. And also this one, I like this really much. And these two, it's been a it's a bit oversaturated. I'm sorry about that. And also this one. So it kind of just looked really boring. But it was a good guitar. But again, neck was not my favorite, and I didn't like the sound of the pickups. So if I were to keep it, I would have to change out the electronics of it. And again, all of these are expensive guitars, special. This is not very special though. There are a lot of those, but expensive guitars to modify. Uh, so I was kind of hoping to find something more perfect, and eventually, I think this one I bought because it was good price at the our Norwegian market online marketplace, Finn, and it looked good, and of course, cool to have that. So I bought that. I didn't like that much, and also I didn't like the sound of the pickups. It was good guitar again to play and all that, but I didn't like the sound of the pickups. So none of the Music Mans so far had really given me the sound that I was looking for. So always a compromise on the sound, and the look that it had a great neck. It was wonderful, but the frets. So there was also always something, and I kind of, if I could just have Music Man build my dream guitar, that would be the perfect thing. But I didn't see that as a possibility. And then they released this also oversaturated. I'm sorry, maybe I can do something about that. No, I won't do that now. So this is the Luke 4 steamroller. I don't remember how many they made of this, but I was early to buy this one. I ordered it the same day that it released. I ordered that guitar, and just to have, I have a Luke 2, I have a Luke 1, I have a Luke 3. The blue one I actually ordered after this one, I think. Yeah. And so I need a Luke 4. I don't remember. When I bought. But I thought, okay, I need a Luke 4 as well. So I ordered that one, and I was thinking, okay, this will be perfect. They don't have the EMGs, and it's got single coils. Yeah, and Floyd Rose. I like Floyd Rose. And I live with the frets. And I got this one, and now I didn't like the sound of it. It played. This is the best Luke I've ever played. It was just so good, and there was tone for days. The sustain in that guitar, and it was so clean. You know, it all the strings was ringing clean, clear. It was really good. Oh yeah, it is a great guitar. Of course, the Floyd or the Goto is perfect. Everything is perfect except for the frets and pickups. And also, I think the evolution that's been on the Luke neck, it's only getting better and better. So the neck on this one was just, oh, so good, so good. It's a heavy guitar though, but it was really good. But I never got it to sound right. It it didn't sound bad, but it couldn't give me the. Uh, there is a certain thing that I listen for in a guitar. That's probably why I play the same riff every time I test a guitar to hear the different nuances and characteristics. Um, but that was a good guitar, and this is the also the most expensive guitar I bought. Um, and after I bought this, I haven't bought. I'm almost lying because not long after this guitar uh, came, I they also released this guitar, still oversaturated. Sorry, this is the guitar I've got here now. By the way, I'll show it to you. This one, I still have it. It is for sale, but it's up for sale. But this is the guitar, and this was released as a 25th anniversary thing for the Crossroads Guitar Festival, I think. I don't know what year that was, but and they made 25 of them. So I ordered this quick. Or I decided, okay, I'll sell the other Albert. I buy this and I'll sell the other Albert Lee. This one was, I liked the Albert Lee and I liked the neck, and this one had stainless steel frets, so that was a plus. It also had the nice roasted neck and stuff like that the other Albert Lee didn't have, and also the original color from the first Albert Lee that I really like. So yeah, I ordered this one, and this neck is just, it is so good. This guitar is almost perfect. So it is for sale, but I did swap the pickup for the bridge pickup for a Seymour Duncan twang banger, just to see if I could get a more telly-like sound. But it is the original pickup is, I think it's all just a different version of the twang banger because it sounds almost identical. I don't really feel a difference. So, but if this had a humbucker, this would be my guitar, and my search would have ended with that. If it had a humbucker. But then, one evening, um, at my friend's place. We were a couple of guys there, and I had some of my guitars with me, my Luke 4, and I probably have my Luke 4 at least. I don't know if I had other guitars with me. But I asked, okay, do you want, because he liked the Luke 4, and I asked, would you like to swap or trade? I'll get this one and you'll get the Luke 4. And of course, no. This is a more expensive guitar, and because I really like this one. This is my guitar now, as you can see. But so I was thinking about it. Can I make him a deal that he is not able to say no to? Or I know that he is able to say no if he wants to. So, but a really good deal. So I said, okay, if you can have both my Luke 4 and my Luke 3, the two most expensive guitars that I had. The brown Luke 3. You can have those two. And if I get the Tyler and that he had an American American Professional or Professional 2. I think it is a Professional 2, but I'm not sure. A Strat. And I will show you the picture of that guitar. If I can find it the way it was when I got it. Yeah, this one. So yeah, I traded the Stratocaster, and I got the Tyler and the Stratocaster for those two Lukes. He agreed. And we also made another trade. I still don't remember what other things I gave him, but he got this one from me, and I got the this one from him, and probably something. Yeah, we had something involving this as well, so we got that. I don't remember what other stuff, but we traded for quite a lot of money that evening. It was a fun evening. And I will just go through some of the other guitars here as well. I've mainly talked about the Music Man guitars. Another friend of mine had this one, and he really wanted the Godin. Still, I don't know how to pronounce it. In Norway, we say Godin. Nylon string guitar with the synth pickup thing, and he really wanted that. And I thought, okay, I didn't pay that much for it, so even though it's an quite expensive guitar, I got it cheap, and it was cool to have a baritone, though it's not the most expensive guitar. It sounds really good, so okay, I'll trade. So that's how I got that. Other trades I did, yeah, by the way, here is the Luke collection together. That's It's a sick sight. And also I have this. No, I don't have the picture of all the Music Man guitars here. But at some point I also bought this Telecaster. That was kind of that was coming to my Telecaster build. But this was a guitar that I really, I thought this would be a cool Telecaster to have. But I never bonded with it. So that's a custom shop, by the way, 52 custom shop with gold hardware. So when I got rid of that, I started planning my Telecaster build. So this, I'm not sure if I'm finished with it at this point. Let's see here. Yeah, it's got the Preben's Delekaster, which means Preben's parts caster. So I got this one. It's a complete Warmoth build with the same neck profile as the Axis. Because I love that neck. So I was kind of trying to build the perfect Telecaster for me, trying to make it feel like my guitar and sound like a Telecaster I tried many years ago that I really liked. And I was lucky with it. It has stainless steel frets. I've done the fret dressing I've done myself. First time I've done that. And of course, when you look at it, you can see that it's not done by a professional. But the playing result is really good. They are polished to a high, they are well polished, and I also made sort of Tyler treatment on the edges of the fretboard. So it's really nice. And but I sold it eventually to a friend of mine, and because he really loved it, and I wasn't using it. I've made a video with it here, and that's mostly the only thing I've done with it. Not very happy with the neck pickup. It is the Twisted Telly set, Fender Custom Shop. The bridge pickup sounds amazing, but the neck pickup is not my thing. So I should probably have put a P90 or a mini humbucker or something in there. But great guitar, one piece ash body, roasted flame maple, vintage construction to get it as close to the one I was trying to create. So I had to make some arrangement here for easy access. Hip shot locking tuners just to make changes simple, and yeah, I'm really happy with this. And I did some fine tuning to everything before I sold it just to make it perfect. So he's very happy with that. I don't remember when. I guess this was probably what I got the trade with. No, because I bought this from another friend of mine, I think. I don't remember. This is also a Godin. Really good guitar. Sounds really good. It's got the jazz humbucker in the neck and the JB in the bridge. Trem system is precise and flutters as it should be. It's got the Roland GK thing going on, so it's a synth guitar, and it also got the acoustic simulation. So it's a very versatile. The neck is a little bit on the flat and wide side for me, so I don't use it that much, but it is one of the guitars that I'm keeping. At the moment, I've lent it out to a friend of mine who is struggling with some, with his arms. What do you call it? I don't know what it's called in English. But trying to give him he needs an acoustic guitar for especially for worship, and he can't really play anymore, so as long as his arms are like that, so I lent him this and the acoustic caster that I showed you just this one, to see if they can make it easier for him to play without getting too painful. But anyway, so and yeah, I bought this bass as well. Also the bass that I'm using. I've always wanted a Stingray, a four string, and this is an EX. It's everything is produced in the Music Man factory in the States, but it's assembled in Japan. To get around some customs rules a few years back. But also at some point I actually bought this for a friend of mine. It's a fairly cheap Gibson. It's an American Gibson. It's is it called Tribute? Yeah. Les Paul Junior DC Tribute. Probably the most inspiring guitar I until then had picked up. It was, no matter what I plugged it into, it was just it is so inspiring to play. So I really like that one, and of course I bought it for him. So after I'd set it up and made it ready for him, I was I need to get one of those, and of course I couldn't find one at the time, and I don't have a picture of that. I've forgotten to bring, but I bought a custom shop version of the same guitar, a proper Les Paul Junior DC custom shop. Sold that to a friend of mine. I made a trade for the Luke Dargy Delight Luke 2. I think that was the trade I did. And but it was really good. Of course it was good. It was a custom shop Gibson. But this one had something special that the other one didn't have. So when I eventually could buy this of my friend again, I sold the custom shop because I like this better, and I still have that one. It is also up for sale. Not because I don't like it, but just because I don't use it, and this Let me see how this sounds on the mini rectifier. I haven't tried that before. There might be some. I'll just turn off the microphone a little bit. So, sorry. So that was that guitar. Wonderful guitar. I felt it sounded really good through the rectifier, actually. Which the Axis, I felt the Axis didn't. So, yeah. And where was I? Let's see. Yeah, and so, but when I had the Tyler, this one, all the other guitars kind of became obsolete. I was only playing this one, and this is it doesn't have stainless steel frets. So at one point, when I will need to change the frets on it, I will put on stainless steel. But other than that, it's perfect. The neck is just super. It's the Albert Lee is actually the one closest, so it is the best neck. I prefer that over the Axis now, and everything. It's just a perfect neck. The Gotoh 510 is the best trem. It has the FST block, so it prevents string breakage. I like the pickups, the JTS or JTO, maybe they're called now. 5500 single coils, and the secret humbucker. The secret humbucker, really cool. It's got this. I don't think maybe gnarly is. It has a telly quality to it, and that I really like. The bridge pickup. It's not very hot, so it's lower output than the JB, of course. And it's got those hip shot open locking tuners, best tuners I've ever tried. I've also put that on the Albert Lee. So for a while I was trying to figure out, okay, I need a backup guitar for this Tyler. So that was why I didn't sell off everything just straight away. I needed to figure out what will be my backup guitar. And for a long time I was trying to have the Silhouette Special that I showed earlier as my backup. But they were too different. They sounded too differently, and because so then I need to change the pickups, and also the necks weren't that similar. The Albert Lee was very similar. The neck feels almost identical, but without the typical Tyler edge, rounded edge of the Tyler. But then again, that didn't have a humbucker in the bridge position, and putting a humbucker in would mean I needed to route out for the humbucker, because it's just routed for single coils. Of course I could put a JB single coil size JB and get a humbucker, but still it would sound too different. The single coils in the Albert Lee sounds different from the Tyler. It sounds good though, but it's different. And I want a backup that is, a proper backup, not just another guitar. So I would have to change the electronics of the Albert Lee and also do some routing to get it perfect. And then a friend of mine bought, actually I sold this one off. And later on a friend of mine bought this guitar from the guy who bought my Cutlass. And this is a really, really good Fender. First I have to mention, this one I sold off to someone because I didn't need this guitar. So I sold this not long after I got it. It was just to make a trade. I got this. So I sold this to a girl, I think, who was the parent of a girl, and she was starting to play the guitar, and she is having a lot of fun with that guitar, so that was good. But then my friend bought this one, and this is the closest I've come to having the feel of a Tyler without it being a Tyler. Gulden Guitars has done the main modifications on this guitar before I got it. It has stainless steel frets. It's been plecked, and the fret job is perfect. It is so good. And it's got the Goto 510 bridge as the Tyler, and with the FST, same bridge, different saddles, but same bridge. It has this one has shell locking tuners. They are good and with vintage type knobs. Not as good as the Hipshots. And it's got Sur Landau single coils and now a JB Trembucker. But when I got it, it had Sur Landau single coils all the way and a white pickguard. So that's the modification I've done. I've changed the pickguard and tried to make it with the pickups that was there already as close to the Tyler as possible. But it's hotter. The single coils sounds different, so I would eventually have to swap the pickouts out to get the same pickups as in the Tyler. So my plan was, this is my backup guitar. But then I just noticed that the neck difference was too noticeable to me. I think this is called Modern C, and it's of course the standard Fender nut width. I'm not sure what that is, but it's wider than the Music Man's and the Tylers, and also the neck is flatter, so it is not too far from the not too far from this neck actually in the feel, but it's very far from the Tyler, so it just didn't work for me for a backup, so I needed to sell it. And then I also did another trade. I traded this one because now I was, as I said, I was on the Tyler, all the way on the Tyler. So the other guitars didn't matter too much to me. So I could, I made trades. So I traded that Luke 1 for this. I think it's a 54 or 56, maybe 56, I think. Custom shop Stratocaster. And that, again, it had the vintage frets, and I don't like that. But boy, do I like the neck and the 7.25-inch radius. Of course, you need to have the strings higher up, and it's not ideal. But this one, it was a really, really nice guitar to play. But that was just to having tried owning a custom shop Stratocaster. I like that things have become. I like the guitar development. There have been made changes to the guitar during the years that I like. So I like a 2-point floating tremolo that flutters. I really need to have the flutter. I like 12 frets. I like humbuckers in the bridge and all that. It was so silly guitar to start modifying. So and it was just kind of a fun thing to have a custom shop Stratocaster. But I ended up selling it or trading it. I don't remember what I actually did. So I still didn't have a proper backup. So I was still working on the idea of getting this to be a backup for the Tyler. The other positive thing about this is also an ash body, just like the Tyler. So it would be quite similar. If I had the same pickups, it would probably sound quite similar. But yeah. But then this showed up. I think he actually asked me to make a trade. I don't remember. But this came up on this Norwegian marketplace locally, and I traded it for this. I don't know. I would probably not have bought the Tyler for the price that he wanted, knowing what state it was in, a condition it was in. But I was asking similar price for this. So I thought, okay, I'll just trade. First I said I'd trade, and we just had to check the guitars, and I saw that there were a lot of things that was not great with the guitar, but all things that I can do something about because I know how to fix guitars. So yeah, I traded it evenly, and now this guitar is just epic. It is, and of course you have seen it before. If you have watched any of these, I have showed it before. It's easy, more correct. It is an ash body, just like the other Tyler. This is a Japan, of course. The other Tyler has an 10 to 12 radius, compound radius. This one is straight 11, so it's the middle of the road, of the average. It has the same single coils but slanted. Not ideal to me. And it has it was equipped with another pickup, another bridge pickup when I got it. I've swapped back for the original. I don't remember what this one is called, but it's even lower output than the Secret in the other one. But it sounds really good. That pickup sounds really good. I will probably at some point swap the pickguard for a pickguard with straight pickups. But it's cool to have the preamp thing, and everything is almost identical. It's the same neck profile. Going between these two guitars is it really doesn't matter which one I play. The clean sounds are quite different, but drive sounds are with as much gain that I'm using, and I'm always using the volume pedal to adjust gain, so it doesn't really matter that the other one is hotter than the other. But they sound they're quite similar in sound. I will just play this one a little bit. I will mute the microphone and put the guitar back on my speakers here. Just a minute. Yeah, so I'm back. The Les Paul Juniors sounded better in the mini rectifier. The Les Paul Junior sounds really good. Um, so now when I've got the Tyler, that is the Burning Water, that is my main guitar, and the Jim Burst, that is perfect backup for the main guitar. It's then all the other guitars have been, obsolete. Uh, so I've sold, just to sum up. Wow, I've been talking for a long time. Oh, sorry. I've sold this one. I've sold this one. Which, sold and traded. Sold this one. 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 And this one. 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 And this one. So yeah, quite a few guitars that I've owned during the last 4 years that I don't have anymore. Sorry. And yeah, and a couple more that I didn't have pictures of here. Yeah. No, this one I also sold during the last 4 years. So yeah. So I guess that's where I'm at the moment with the guitars. I will have to make a new. I'll try to make a new collection of pictures to start to go through the different effects pedals I've had also, mostly during the last few years, just for fun. But anyway, I don't think there have been anyone watching. I haven't seen anyone. I haven't seen any comments. But though the last stream I had, someone commented, but the comment disappeared. Maybe they deleted it. I don't know. But yeah. So I hope if you ever watch this, please come join my live streams if you like to this. And if not, I am happy just talking about gear. That is why I'm doing this. I like to talk about gear, and but I would of course prefer to answer questions and maybe share some, exchange experiences with you guys if you are watching, if anyone is watching. But anyway, I will call it a night, and see you again later. God bless. Bye.